My witch's hat's there. All my dolls here. That sings Popular. That sings Defying Gravity. That's the fashion one. And then you've seen these before. The other merch. I just do this in the background just to have it. Yeah. Anyway, so I have the Clinique moisturizer, which I'm gonna put on first. So just rubbing it in so that flakiness can stop. The reason why I have a hat on is because I have no hair on top of my head because of a medical condition, and I'm only 40 years old. But I think you guys are gonna understand there's no judgment, so anyway, you probably ain't gonna see it anyway. That's my refrigerator. So anyway, so the movie starts off with One Short Day, like the play, and Glinda goes to Munchkin Land, and everybody's excited because the witch is allegedly dead. Okay. And kind of similar to the play, there's a slight backstory that's being told by Glinda that kind of fades to back then, what happened prior. So then she starts kind of telling the story of how she met the Wicked Witch of West, which is now called Alphaba. And Glinda, Galanda, is her original name, and Alphaba is the name of the Wicked Witch of the West. So from now on, I'm going to say Alphaba and Glinda until I'm ready for the next movie. So the entire time, her name is Glinda, not Glinda. So, Luke Hemmings is from my favorite band called 5 Seconds of Summer. And this is Exact Makeup, the performer. And it's about face. The performer about face, and he wears makeup too, and he's straight. So anyway, so once you see the scene where Glinda and Alphaba meet, sort of, on a boat. Not really a boat deck, just she gets off, Glinda gets off the boat deck, and she turns around and says, "You're green." You know, that scene that's in the trailer. And she's like, "I am." Well, after that, like in the play, she go to the dorm room, and Glinda is showing the room where they're gonna dorm together. And then she sings Popular. Glinda sings Popular and explains to her that she can put Alphaba's makeup on, like in the play, and fix her up and make her look pretty for the boys. And that's where you get Toss, because she's teaching them, she's teaching her, Alphaba, how to be pretty, popular, and how to flirt with boys. So then it's also introduced that Fiyero is also there as well. I forgot to mention that. So it's kind of, see this flakiness? I don't like that. Anyway, so it's mentioned that he's also Prince, and he's also there with them, which is quite different than the book, and I'll get to that later. So anyway, so they sing Popular, then the song Loathing, and it's introduced of them trying to fight over who's getting the best desk, who's getting the best voice. You know, it's like the popular teenager, the popular, you know, whoever. And then there is a very long segments of the musicals. So you don't just see, like, at this point, you don't just see, you know, people dancing. It's more elaborate. It's more dancing. It's more musicals, more of a music. You also see more dancing than the show. It's nothing really extra at this point because it's 2 hours and 40 minutes and the play was an hour and 40. So the extra stuff that you're going to see, it's basically the musicals, like the dancing, the music, the instrumentals, the singing, the elaboration, the storyline. There's a very small differentiation about the young Alphaba. Very, very, like, she threw rocks at people because she was being teased. In Munchkin Land, she stayed in Munchkin Land almost all her life because her dad was a missionary, but that's in the book, but it's not really kind of mentioned up in the movie what her father did. And then Alphaba gets mad, and she throws her sister up in the air on accident, and then they also like has the poppies where she puts everyone to sleep. That's also in there, which I think that's also in the trailer as well. And then kind of a scene where Dr. Dillamon comes in. He's a teacher, and he's also a goat. I think a goat. And everything's normal, and like in the play, the chalkboard flips and says animals need to be seen and not heard. So then people like guards come in and take him away, and then that's when they figure out Alphaba and Glinda, really Glinda, but not maybe both, realize that something bad is happening in Oz, that something's not right, and that they should go to a wizard to fix everything. But they don't know who's controlling everything. So Alphaba gets excited, and she sings The Wizard and I. It's a very beautiful scene. There's a rainbow. She's riding through a field, and she kind of hops to make it look like she's flying. And then she sings all this good stuff. And then the next day, a hot air balloon, small hot air balloon with a letter, flies down in marble. She reads it out loud, saying that there's been a selected person to visit the wizard, to go to Emerald City. So it's Alphaba. So she chooses Alphaba, and then she's in, I guess, her office, and Alphaba does some magic, and it proves that she is magical without being taught. So she notifies behind the scenes the wizard. Put some on this. So then kind of blend this in. The next scene is that Alphaba and Glinda is on the train dock waiting to go to Emerald City. And it's only supposed to be Alphaba first to go on because she's the one that was chosen to see the wizard and because she's all magical. Well, since Glinda and Alphaba are best friends, after Glinda makes an announcement saying, oh, blah, 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 Glinda's the best, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Alphaba's the best, she gets to be chosen, blah, blah, blah. At the very end, right before, like, the train really takes off, that scene where she's like, oh, mama, I'm gonna go, it's your turn. Oh, okay, I'm coming. Well, she hops on, and then they enter the Emerald City. And then that's when they sing the song One Short Day. And it's very elaborate, maybe 10-20 minutes long, because of everything that goes on. I mean, she buys little tickets, like it's like a fair, you know. It's more like a huge popular thing. So they get to the Emerald City, they sing One Short Day, and then very elaborate. And then Alphaba and Glinda are escorted to see the wizard. And then in the auditorium where that animatronic talking face that you see in the movie, the original 1939, you see that, but there's a model of the Land of Oz. So Munchkin Land, the Wicked Witch's house, and later on in the movie, you know, Emerald City, Shiz University, all the stuff. And then he kind of like, the wizard comes out and says, you know, what great powers you have. And Madame Marvel comes out too, and she's shocked, like, oh my god, you know, the two girls like, oh my god, how you got here, blah, blah, blah. So it makes you wonder, like, who's really in charge. Anyway, so it's revealed that this book, the Grimoire, something like that, anyway, so it's revealed that she has powers, Alphaba has powers, and that she should do stuff for the wizard. And then it kind of revealed she's got to make a decision whether she wants to continue using her powers for the wizard or stop. And she's trying to figure out if it's for the good or if it's bad. Well, right there's a monkey, like a monkey guard, and she uses the book to turn the monkey into the flying monkey to have wings. So then it's revealed right there in front of Madame Marble and the wizard that she has powers from the book. She can understand the book, and that she could basically do it. So she so she gets frightened, and along with Galinda, they get frightened because they don't really know what to do at this point. She was scared that she can do it. Look what she did. And then they kept saying, like, Madame Marble and the wizard kept saying, come back, come back. And they kind of like running away in fear, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I don't really know what to say, but more like in fear. And so they go to this attic, and that's where you get to see Oscar Diggs. That's the real name of the wizard, Oscar Diggs. There's boxes and luggage, and there's also the actual physical hot air balloon, like in the 1939 film where he leaves at the very end. That hot air balloon is stuck in the attic of the Emerald City, of where they all located. And so they sing this song. They start to sing the song Defying Gravity. So you have Glinda and Applebus sing a little bit of the front part of the song. And she's like, and Applebus like, what did she say? Like, the wizard should be afraid of me. I'm not afraid of anything. And then she opens her hands, and then there's a broom that flies to her, and she grabs. And then the guards come to try to take her away because they try to bring her back to the Oz, the wizard. And she breaks out of the window and she sings Defying Gravity. And when she's up in the air, like in the play, like way up in the air, and she's got her dress spread it out, that's when the movie cuts off. So it's actually part one. The difference between the movie and the play, the music, the dances, the lyrics are more elaborate. They hint clock tick. So if you saw the play, you know that that's a dragon. And then everybody was wondering if the dragon's in the movie. I did not see the dragon, but I did see the clock. So it's a clock and then a dragon in the play. So it's like a clock dragon. Well, I saw the clock, but I did not see the dragon. Beginning of the movie, there's a see, there's so many flashbacks. So it's like, in the beginning, it's considered present day because Glinda is telling the story what happened. And then you have the story where Applebus is then small. Then it goes back to when they're at school. So it's back flash, then it's back flash, and then it's in the middle. So it's when she was a child, then at school. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's telling Glinda, well, then at the time now, at part 2, it's Glinda, because she changed her name from Glinda to Glinda when she has the iconic pink dress. I put this on in front of a mirror because it's going to be so hard to, I'm going to poke myself in the eye. So, I got to clean this up a little bit, but that's pretty much the makeup. I look like the Joker. This should be blue. But anyway. So there's a scene that I really like. It was that night, and it says Shiz University on the sign. And Fiora was putting all the lamps all over the thing, and they're at the Ozbuzz Ballroom or something. That's before they leave for the Emerald City. I forgot to tell you that. And it's just like a nice little romantic scene. It's Fiyero, Glinda, Elphaba, Bach, and Fiyero, and Nessa Rose. Okay, so Nessa Rose is the lady in the wheelchair, and that's the sister of Elphaba. So that's the Wicked Witch of the East. Wicked Witch of the West is Elphaba. Then you have Bach, which is trying to fall in love with Glinda, but Glinda has no interest in him. So Elphaba tells Bach at that time that, oh, Nessa Rose likes you. So then Nessa Rose and Bach start kind of having a relationship, falling in love right there. And Fiyero and Glinda fall in love. And then Elphaba's all alone, but Elphaba does like Fiyero in secret inside. And there's a scene, which is also in the trailer, right before the dance scene. They're in the dormitories, and Glinda gives the Wicked Witch of the West hat to Glinda, which is basically her grandmother's, but she says it's her grandmother's, and she's like, I don't hate anybody that way because it's considered an ugly hat. Well, she walks in and she's like, oh, you have this to wear, you know, kind of like Cinderella, where I have just rags and I don't look pretty, and I'm not going to the ball. Well, Glinda glamorifies her, putting a witch's hat on and all this dance stuff. So everybody's, you know, having a good time, they're dancing, and all of a sudden the music stops, and Elphaba's walking in, and everybody's looking at her because she's got this hat on, she's got green skin, and it's kind of frightening everybody, scaring everybody, and she's very scared, nervous. And so Glinda confronts her and says, you got this, you're like the best person, you know, don't be scared, have courage. So they start dancing together, the girls, and it's a very positive dance. And the dance moves is going to be on TikTok, it's going to be on all social media. Everybody who's going to see the movie is going to love them dance moves. You know, she claps, she does this little thing on top of her head, which starts off a friendship between Elphaba and Glinda, which this is hello friend. It's like a secret thing, like Cabernet, her mother, was that little jerk with the ear on television. Hey mom, I love you. Well, between Elphaba and Glinda, that is, hey girl, what's up? So, and then like I said, it's the ballroom scene, and then that's when, like I said, I forgot to mention that, and then that's when they kind of start to go off to Emerald City. Nothing about, like I said, nothing about anything else. It does not reveal who is, or not even hint of who is Elphaba's dad, birth biological father. Beginning of the play, you don't know it either, but there's that little sneak of a hint. That's not in the movie at all. So in the play, Elphaba's biological mother is having an affair with a wizard, and when Elphaba's father is out of town doing his missionary work, she's having an affair with the wizard that just came into Oz. And then there's that little elixir that he's drinking, which to me is probably absinthe. Anyway, so he has an affair with her, and then Elphaba's born. So you have two things. First, Oscar Diggs, which is the Wizard of Oz, is not from Oz. He's from Kansas. And then you have a mother that is from Oz. And then Connor probably what gave Alphaba the powers was because they were from the father. Oz was a different land, different world coming in. But secondly, he was drinking the absinthe or green liquor. It's not really revealed what that is. In the movie, part 1, I really don't remember. Maybe a little bit. I think there is a little bit mention of that. But what it's trying to do is not trying to spoil part 2. Because you really don't know that Alphaba's dad is the Wizard of Oz until the end of part 2. I want to say it's 90% of part 1 of the play. So whatever you're expecting from part 1 of the play, from One Short Day song to Defying Gravity song, it's doing a better job than what Disney did. Because Disney's live action movies with this Snow White coming out, that's got nothing to do with the original classic. How they kind of like follow the Disney classic cartoon, but they kind of throw in a little stuff. That's what you're gonna be getting. That's what you should expect, because that's what you're getting. So that's pretty much it. Nothing else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna show you what I look like with the hat on. But remember, I'm gonna have another video with everything on. Makeup, hat, thing on Monday. Now I kinda wanted a pink bow. A pink thing here or here, because that's what Glinda gives Alphaba when before she sings Popular, during after Popular, really. Can't really see. So it's like, you know, so it's cute. Alright, y'all. That's the movie, guys. Makeup and movie. Like I said, I'm gonna watch this, put some highlighter on, which is like a darker green. I'm gonna make a little X here, X there, put some highlighter on, with more depth. Kind of clean that up. But do it in Americas. This needs to be touched up. But if you're a male and you want this makeup set, that one, you can buy it at Ulta, or you can buy it at Target. We bought it at Ulta. That's it. This is not the one from the movie. I tried to buy the one from Barnes & Noble, but unfortunately, Barnes & Noble, the Noble collection, but it was a child size and it was too small. So I had to go order on Amazon. Like I said, in the movie, Glinda gives her a pink rose, and she puts it here. No, here, anyway. But I wanted to put one up here, or put one in my hair, but I'm not spending a fortune on a stupid costume that I'm only gonna wear one time. But that's it, guys. Ow!
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. Hey, Scarecrow, you want to play ball?
All right, y'all. Have a great day.